When I first got into CashFX, one of the things I was looking for but never received was full transparency on their trading. If we can see evidence showing how a company generates their revenue and that it is doing so at sufficient volume to pay members, then we know it's not a Ponzi. Now at CashFX, we did have evidence of trading. It wasn't full evidence, but this is what we had up until now. So firstly, we've seen the traders. We've heard the whole team speak, and they talk like traders. Now when you put people in front of a camera, in front of a microphone, and allow them to talk about trading, to discuss their strategies, and have that visible to the whole community, people who are experts in trading are going to be able to assess whether these traders know what they're talking about. Now we've seen their trading team many times. They appear regularly on webinars and they speak freely. So there's no doubt in my mind that these guys are real traders. Secondly, they held an 8-hour live streamed trading event. Now at the time, this was touted to us as being a full transparency trading event, but it wasn't full transparency. We never saw them actually placing the trades or closing the trades, but they did call out when they were making their entries and when they were closing and how many pips profit they made. And basically they called it right. So there was a lot of transparency there, but we've always been missing that final conclusive piece of evidence. Now a normal person couldn't sit there in a live trading situation and call, right, I'm entering the trade here. A few minutes later, right, I'm closing the trade now, I've made this profit. You might be able to do that once and be lucky, but you couldn't do that the whole night. And they were doing that for 8 hours. Then we had the live event, their launch event. And at that event, their broker, EverFX, came on stage. Now I thought this was quite remarkable at the time. How would you convince your broker to come to your event, to bring the main guy from that broker, as well as the head of the South American division, to come to your event and to speak about their relationship with your company? I was very impressed by that. Now several times during the talk, the broker mentioned that the trading activities of the CashFX traders were nothing short of magical, that they seemed to have an uncanny ability to follow the trend of the market. And the other thing is, if they were putting small volumes through their broker, I don't know, maybe 50,000, 100,000, I don't think EverFX would have come on stage. I think you'd only be able to get them to do what they did if CashFX were a significant customer. And that means large volumes so that EverFX are making nice commissions. So EverFX being on stage was reasonably good evidence that CashFX had a large trading account with these guys, and based upon the comments of the broker, they were doing very well. Then CashFX added Web TV to the back office. Now this was originally touted as being live trading TV, but it ended up being called Web TV. And I was quite disappointed in this feature because I was expecting and hoping for live trading. But it ended up being recordings, so it was historical information. But it was still evidence that trading had taken place. Now another important thing, at the launch event, customers met with the traders. Now this goes back to my first point about seeing the traders. Anyone who knows what they're doing in trading will know within a couple of minutes when you're talking to another trader whether that trader knows what he's talking about. And of course, when you meet another trader, you're going to talk shop. You're going to talk about trading. So it's not something you can get away from. So if you have a company where traders are pretending to be traders, you're not going to let them loose on the public, especially with the type of people who are going to these events. And by that, I mean very experienced people in cryptocurrency and Forex. And lastly, Mr. Ron Pope. I've mentioned this in my other videos that he was one of the key reasons I got involved in CashFX. Now, if you have no respect for Ron Pope, then that's different. You won't agree with this point. I happen to have a lot of respect for him. I think he's a man of great integrity, and I respect his opinion. Now, even though he was a friend of Oscar Lopez, the CEO of CashFX, when Ron was asked to get involved, he still had his legal team do their due diligence on Oscar Lopez company and the traders. And I love that because it goes back to something I learned years ago, which is trust but verify. I had a girlfriend once who handed me £200 in cash. So I started counting it. And she got really upset and she goes, "Oh, do you not trust me?" And I said to her, "Yeah, I do trust you, but I still need to verify." And it turns out she was £20 short. Somehow she twisted it around and blamed me for it. But anyway, Ron Pope trusted, but he verified. And he has a lot more access than any of us do to the goings-on behind the scenes of CashFX. And he put his name to this, his reputation on the line. And he would not have done that if he wasn't sure that this was legitimate. So that's been the trading evidence so far. So what's changed? What's different? And as the title of this video says, we have copy trading coming soon. Now on the 11th of January 2020, Pablo Milan, who is the head of the Spanish desk for EverFX, announced that they had just completed a customized interface for CashFX and EverFX to enable copy trading. Now for all of us that have been with CashFX, we've seen the kind of profits they're generating. We as members will now have access to the same trades. Now when I say coming soon, they're currently integrating this now. So very soon we're going to have the ability and copy trade exactly what CashFX are doing. Now I for one am really excited about that for two reasons. Number one, this is full transparency. Up to now we've heard, yes, we're doing this trading, yes, we've made these profits. Now we actually get to see each of the trades. We see the losses and we'll see the wins, and overall those profits should match what we see in our back office. So that's brilliant. Secondly, we will now have the ability to generate the same kind of profits, but have the control of using our own finances that we have full access to. We can withdraw whenever we want. We have complete independence in that regard. So I am definitely going to be investing in that. And from what I can tell, this is free to us as members of CashFX. So I think that's awesome. Absolutely awesome. Now, in addition to that, they're also going to be showing the live trades in the back office. Not the web TV. This is live trading in the back office. So hats off to CashFX for doing this. This is exactly the kind of transparency that I've been looking for all along. And I think it's going to have a huge effect on the growth of the company. Yeah, so I can't wait. Coming soon. Can't be quick enough. All right, that's my important news update on CashFX. Take